I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't run, Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
So I was a really big fan of the prequels when I was younger, so I'm super excited to chat with you. And so my first question's a bit about that. I wanted to ask, when they first came out, there was some backlash among some fans and some critics, but now you're coming back and I feel like you're being really welcomed in this kind of wonderful full circle moment. So what's that like for you to return to the role with this reception?
Yeah, it's hugely meaningful to me. And sort of the love and support that those films get now is very heartwarming. So getting to come back to this character and sort of continue my journey with him is just a very cool opportunity.
I love that. So I was wondering, is your character going to be in the show a lot, like in every episode, or are you going to be more sporadic? Is there anything you can kind of tease about that? I know you can't spoil too much.
Yeah, I don't know that I can specify those sorts of details, but we are going to get to see what it's like to be Darth Vader at this point in his life, and what that experience is like for him. And that's something we haven't seen yet. And I think that's really exciting.
What sets this show apart for you from other Star Wars shows and perhaps even the films as well? What makes Obi-Wan special this time around?
Well, I mean, it's called Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it's all in the title. The character is one that sort of resonates in our culture in such a incredible way, and this is a very dark time in his life, and I think what's really exciting about this is we get to see how all of the sort of events of Episode 3 have affected him, and how he's trying to reconcile all of that.
There's been some talks about how the scripts were perhaps too bleak at the beginning. They were rewritten slightly. How has the show evolved for you from your perspective?
Well, that's hard for me to speak to. I didn't see the previous iterations of the show. So, when I got involved, this was the project that I got involved with. The first time I read the scripts, I was blown away.
On the flip side of that, what have you found challenging about returning to the role and appearing in this show this time around?
I don't know that it was a, I don't know, the challenging aspect of playing this character ultimately has to do with the sort of the physicality of being in the suit. That costume is obviously very iconic and it's been previously established. So, there's a lot of continuity that we need to adhere to, and how he moves and all of that. So just trying to get that right, that was very important to all of us.
And now we have a Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I was thinking, how would you feel if there was ever a Darth Vader show in the future? I know it might be difficult as a sort of villain, but not villain character. But yeah, could you see you ever being in the spotlight in another Disney show moving forward?
If the opportunity presented itself, I would be, all for it. I think this is a character that is very complex, and there's a lot there to further explore. And so if the powers that be were so inclined, I would be so excited to get to do so.
And if that doesn't happen, so imagine what did you get to do this time around that you didn't get to do the first time around? Is there anything you were like, oh, I'm so glad this is now happening for this character that didn't before?
Definitely, yeah. There's a few of those things. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about them because it'll reveal too much. But yeah, there's a few things that I got to check off my bucket list for this character.